Hi there, Joker here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I want to show you the new Funky Branch die, and I used this. It's a set of two dies, one outline and one backing piece. I like to do this especially with a bit more um, complex dies. Not complex is not the right word, but it's more difficult to fussy cut, you know? So if I only do the outline, it's harder to create dimension with it. It's my preference, so I hope it helps you as well. So I'm starting out by basically I refilled all those little pieces with the white cardstock, and then I'm adding the color cardstock on top. Again, I mentioned it so many times now, I like to do my inlaying this way, because it adds a nice dimension. It just looks really nice in person. But of course, there's an additional step to it. So if you don't want to spend that much time, then of course, by all means, just add them without that white layer. So I created a bunch of these, and then I'm going to cover the whole background with them. This is, again, I know it will look familiar because I like to do this with everything. I like to cover my whole background with die cuts like this, just adding as much color as I possibly can. And in this case, I think I did not, I actually, I don't remember if I made 3 of these or 4, but I always try to use the pieces that I trim off, like here. I try to use those to fill the spaces, the holes on the background. And I felt like I don't need 4. I'm just going to try and fill those spots. And of course, I wanted to leave a spot for my sentiment, which in this case I want to create with my new mini alpha die set. So I didn't want to just add a sentiment strip somewhere. So the top left I'm leaving open for that reason. So it's not perfect, but it works, I think, filling that slot at the bottom. Sometimes it works better, other times it doesn't work so well, or maybe it's not the right color, but I do still like what that looks like, so it's all good. And I'm just using liquid glue for this, but probably you could use foam tape here and there. I just don't like to add foam tape when there is like more intricate die cuts. Like here, the middle would be so wobbly, I think, the branch itself. So I die cut the sentiment from, I think it was a darker gray cardstock, and I do not have accents in the alpha set, so I just used one of the fold-out pieces from one of the letters. I don't know if it was the G or the A, or you could also just fussy cut a small piece for that. Now I'm trying to add some embossed look to my panel. When I have again, I mentioned it in many videos, I think, today. When I have a simple color background, or shall I say single color, I like it to be textured, and but I didn't want to add an embossing folder, so I just added some lines with my scoring tool, I think it's called. And now I am creating a sentiment with the new mini alpha set, and I'm just using white cardstock for this. I'm trying to center it as much as I can. I hope that worked. I normally just eyeball these things. So this is a simple card, and obviously it's a bit too simple for my taste. So at least I'm adding a few enamel dots in white. I guess it would have looked really good in colors as well, but I don't know, I didn't even think of it. Or I was too lazy to go through my enamel dots stash. It's also possible. Okay, and so this was the second card, and then I once I figure out the placement of the enamel dots, because that's a whole process, as you can see. I don't even know why I left it in the video. Then I'm gonna move on to my third card, and that's again something, it's gonna be something that I did in many videos today. All these die cuts I did not want to throw away. I'm just going to layer them together. I offset each of them just a little bit so that you can see all the colors, and then I'm trying to create a card that looks somewhat decent, but it's gonna be so random, I feel like. Simple and random. Anyway, I'm just going to add all kinds of stripes here, and mostly using white and gray, and then I die cut the sentiment from all kinds of colors, so that at least I'm adding some color with the sentiment. And then once I've done that too, and I actually, if you see, I'm layering them up so that there's a little bit of a dimension to some of the letters. I'm actually not sure if I did all the letters, but because I had multiple colors of each letter, I'm just going to, you know, not waste them, so to say. And once I did that, I also figured I still don't have enough color in that card, so I'm going to create something else. But first yeah, so this is what I'm going to create. I'm just going to use the same colors, and I cut maybe it's about a quarter of an inch, but I just eyeball these. I trimmed a bunch of strips, and then I'm going to create a panel with horizontal, no, vertical. I'm kind of lying on my side, and then, you know, then it's horizontal. So I'm creating a vertical stripe panel. And yeah, so that's gonna be coming at the top of the card, just to add some more color, because, you know, I like it a bit more colorful. And I don't know what to do with that branch in the middle, to be honest. I still have to figure that out. I didn't know if I wanted, you know, which way I wanted to place it, but I was going for, you know, it covering, so like half covering the white part and half covering the gray part, if that makes sense. You will see what I mean in a second. And then I also wanted to, you know, glue down the sentiment in a way that it's kind of like wonky or funky, not so serious, you know. And yeah, I think that worked out okay. And as far as I remember, I will also add another strip of paper, but I could be wrong. Let's see. So I'm adding liquid glue to the branch, and then I like I said, I settled on the design where I'm adding the branch like half on the gray and half on the white. And this is what I meant. I am adding a thin strip of darker gray just to bring it back at the bottom as well. So like I said, it's a very random card, but I do like the colors at least. So here are the finished projects. I hope I could give you some ideas. Obviously the first card is my favorite, or in this case the last one that I'm just going to show you right now. But for this card, to create this card, I also end up creating some others because I don't want to waste all those die cuts. So again, thank you very much for watching. Check out the other videos on the channel today as well. See you soon. Bye bye.